Hey Captain Awesome, and welcome to your Daily Adventure Fest. It's Ainsley here, your life transformation coach. So I'm sitting here on the couch. You know, this is the extent of my day. It's pretty tough. I just don't know how I do it, especially in this little apartment, giving you a bit of a circle around. There we go. Oh yeah, a bit of a 360 there. I think that was all ceiling. Soz. And I got my moose pants on. Very, very important to be comfortable when you're doing your work. Now, today I wanted to talk about something, and I wish I had my whiteboard because this is a really, really cool tool. It's going to help you fix all of your relationships. Now, I know that sounds like a big claim, but this tool is so profound that every time when I teach it. And it alters, completely shifts the paradigm of where you stand in your relationships with your family, with your friends, in relationships with the opposite sex, whatever, even at work, right? So this is called the drama cycle. I did not invent this. I'd love to think I did, but I didn't. It was by a psychiatrist named Stephen Karpman, so you can look him up if you want. And the drama cycle is based on the three. That's how many? 3. I'm going to move this a bit closer because I feel like I'm miles away. Did it again. 3 positions within like relationship drama, right? So the first one at the top, you've got your rescuer. Now the rescuer is the person, and it's a trait, and we all do it. So the rescuer is the person that is always seeking out people to help. They're the helper. They're always trying to solve the other people's problems and give them advice, and you know, they're that person at the party that's always helping and cleaning up and all of that. The rescuer is very much also on the downside of that, very much a martyr. So the rescuer will do something and then do something, keep doing and doing things for other people, and then they get the shits and butt hurt when the other person or the other people don't appreciate it or reciprocate it. So there's this kind of underhanded thing where they will do this in the hope that other people would start doing things for them, which they tend not to, because that moves me to the next part. The next person, so you got the rescuer up here, so say on a face, right? Rescuer, that's a bit rude. Rescuer here, okay? You got the victim. This is the victim. Why me? Poor me. My life's so hard. I don't know what to do. How am I going to cope? I don't know. I don't care. I can't. Blah, 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 right? Rescuers are always seeking out victims because what can they do? Rescue them. And you see this in a lot of relationships. Like when I was date coaching for men, a lot of the guys would be the rescuer and they'd end up with these women. Well, not end up with, they'd choose to be with these women. And the women would be perpetual victims, and so she'd suck him dry, and not in a good way. And what would happen was he'd end up just depleted. He'd have an empty bank account, no self-esteem, and he'd become a victim. He'd flip. Okay, so when like with the victim is very self-centered, like really, really self-centered. They're so caught up in their own bullshit that they have zero interest in anyone else's at all. You know, you'll talk to them, and then you might have a problem that you want to talk about, but they're so caught up in their own shit that they'll just keep, the conversation will always come back to them, right? So that's the 2. Now, the other thing with the relationship or the dynamic between these two is that there's a lot of enabling. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of enabling that goes on. So the rescuer isn't helping the victim. They think they are. So the rescuer is going around. They're the fixer. They're trying to fix everything and make sure everyone's okay and take care of everybody else, right? But they don't... I just totally forgot that bit. Hang on, pausing, thinking. That's what I was going to say. And so the rescuer can be very passive-aggressive, right? Now, what I mean by that is that they'll do all this stuff for people, and then they'll do things to sabotage, or they'll go and gossip about, you know, the victim to other people, or they're quite underhanded in that they're trying to do, let people walk all over them, right? And then they get pissed off about it, okay? The victim, on the other hand, is very passive. So the victim will let people walk all over them and then to feel sorry for themselves as a result. Then you've got the persecutor, right? So the persecutor's on this side. I should have drawn it on my face. The persecutor is like the bully. So the bully is the one that's always critical, bullies the victim, never ever can like see that they're wrong, don't want to see that they're wrong, driven by ego. I mean, they're all driven by ego, but this one specifically is very driven by ego, narcissistic, probably quite nasty, very, yeah, like I said, very hypercritical of people. And this is where, like in bullying, when I was teaching bullying, anti-bullying workshops, I used to teach this model because it's exactly what was going on. You know, the victims would get really angry and it's like, yeah, but they shouldn't treat me that way. And it's like, well, you're setting up the environment for them too, just as much as they're creating it as well, right? So you're allowing this to happen. And so the problem with the three of these is that it's very difficult to get out of. And the other thing as well is that it's not a type of person, all right? It's more about, like, we all do all three, okay? All of them. And we swing. And sometimes we swing in our heads. So sometimes, like, say if you do something dumb, make a mistake, then, you'll go the victim. Oh, man, I'm so stupid. Oh, you know, poor me, I wish someone had help. This always happens to me, sort of thing. Then you've got the persecutor, so you start beating yourself up, going, you're a fucking idiot, like, you're so stupid. Why can't you get it right, okay? Then the rescuer kicks in. It's okay, it's all right, just keep moving along, it'll be fine. We all do it, like even I do it. I've known about this tool. When did I studied NLP? Back in 2006? Yeah, shit. 10 years ago. 2007. One of those. Anyway. Yeah, and that's how long ago I learned this and how long I've known it for. It is so ingrained in us that the awareness will really help you like recognize the situations and get out of change the situations. So anytime I find myself caught up in these things now, because of the awareness, I'm able to say, okay, all right, where am I here? What am I? Being the persecutor, the rescuer, or the victim? What do I need to do here? How do I get out of it? Now, knowing this tool, it's so empowering to be able to steer other people out of that as well, but it's hard. Okay, I won't lie to you. It's a challenging thing to do. Why? Well, because it's, you know, you're so stuck in this cycle and there's benefit, like everyone gets a payoff for their playing their part in that situation. And so when you do that, when you kind of getting a benefit of some sort out of it, like the rescuer gets the benefit of feeling valued, okay? The victim gets benefit for getting attention. The persecutor gets benefit for being right. So why the fuck would you want to get out of it? Other than there are a shitload of downsides to it as well. Like, it's so disempowering to be there. So the fourth one, and this is kind of off my face, this is here. The fourth one is the observer, right? So the observer is assertive. So say, for example, you've got a friend who's going through a breakup and they've been going through it for 2 years now and you've had enough. Okay, so the observer, and I did this myself. I had 2 friends at the same time going through relationship breakup, or not so much breakups, but just issues. There was always issues, always problems, 2 of them. And I swear to God, I think it was like over 6 to 8 months. They were ringing me constantly with the same fucking stories over and over and over again. And then I learnt this tool. And I said to them, you know what? Like, when I was exhausted, like I remember I went on this massive hike in Sydney. It was a beautiful hike and I ended up at this beach and had laid down a little picnic for myself and it was awesome. Phone rings. My friend. Blah, 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 blah. I'm on the phone for a fucking hour because I didn't have the balls to say, you know what, I can't talk now. Because I was a rescuer. And you know what? That's why I do what I do, because I do have rescuing tendencies, and I do have victim tendencies, and I do have persecutor tendencies. We all do. Anyway, so I just said to both of them, I'm giving you both a month, okay? A month. And then after that, like, through that month, you can call me whenever you want. Just, if you've got a problem, I don't care, blah, 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 just one more month. Then that's it. I don't want to hear any fucking more about your shitty relationship if you're not willing to do anything about it. And one of them, I stopped hearing from, not in a bad way, but she just stopped doing that. The other one kept going and going, and we are no longer friends, because it just got to the point where I thought, I can't deal with this anymore. It's exhausting. Like, I live in your fucking relationship. And that's why why there's no benefit to being in a drama cycle. But we get so addicted to the emotion and addicted and attached to it that it's very difficult to get out of it. So the observer, on the other hand, you as an observer, first of all, when you change, it will rattle people, because any kind of change will, and they'll do their best to suck you back in. They'll try and suck you back into whatever their drama is and their stories are, okay? And this is about you getting strong. And you know what? It might take a few times. It might take a bit of practice. But in order for you to get strong, then you've got to fucking stand up for yourself, and you've got to have some balls to say, you know what? I'm so done with this situation. I don't care anymore. Because the observer is indifferent. They're impartial either way about any part of the drama. An observer, say for example, there's something going on over here, that doesn't concern you. You're just observing it because you're not really attached to it. But when you're in it, it's different, okay? And then there's other observers around it. So say for example, if you're bitching to somebody else and they don't care, they're not interested, they're being an observer. But you don't like that, because you want them, you want to suck them into your little drama cycle so that you feel validated that you're right and justified in feeling the way you do. But it's just not fucking healthy. And I'm sure through this video you've been able to identify a number of relationships that you have that follow this cycle. So what you need to do, first of all, you need to start practicing detachment, okay? And what I mean by practicing detachment is just focus on other shit. Like, find bigger fish to fry. Get yourself involved with other people that don't get caught up in this shit, right? Make friends with people that don't gossip and don't have these stupid conflicts and petty things, issues over whatever. That's one tip. The other tip, stop buying in. Just stop buying in. Okay? And you know what? Risk the friendship, risk the relationship, because your relationship with yourself is more important than your relationship with anybody else. And right now you're ruining and killing and jeopardizing your relationship with yourself to deal with these people. So you're not helping yourself, my friend. And then thirdly is just basically to really be aware in those situations now. Like, Google this. It's everywhere. You'll find it everywhere. Google the drama cycle, and I guarantee, have a read through it, have a read into it. Immerse yourself in it, because the more you teach yourself about it, guess what? Easier it will be to get out of it. So that's it, my friend. Now, if you want to learn more about yourself, your relationships with other people, how to plan out your future, and to get direct access to ask me any questions you want about life, love, fun, whatever, then head on over to www.dailyadventurefestgroup.rocks. That's www.dailyadventurefestgroup.rocks. And that is the Facebook community where I'm in there every single day. I'm revving you up to get you out here to play, because the world is waiting. So it's www.dailyadventurefestgroup.rocks. And I'll see you in there.